What's up guys, welcome to the channel, and in today's video we are going to discuss about what are decorators in Python. So assuming that you guys have been following this playlist and you have been coming from the start to the end, what I'm going to do is that now I'm going to open my PyCharm ID, and after that I'm going to make a new Python file. So I'll name this Python file as decorators. So I'll write decorators and I'll put two s's so that it does not clash with the module name. Okay, so after this what I'm going to do right now is that I'm going to define a function inside a function. So I'm going to make a nested function. So first of all, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to write def func, and after that I'll make this function name as func, and after that I'll take an input inside it. So I'm taking a number inside as the input, and I'll write an if else statement. So I'll write if num is equal to 0, then it should print the num. So I'll write print num, and similarly if the num is not it is equal to 1, then it should print something else. It should print the num as well. So as you can see guys, that I've printed something right here, and what I'm going to do is that I'm going to return some function. So I'm going to write return print, and after that I'm going to write return int in this. So I'm not going to print anything, I'm going to return these functions, and after that what I'm going to do is that I'm going to make a variable named a, and I'm going to write func, and I'm going to provide 0 to it. Then if I print a right here, as you can see, what will happen is that my code, that is my console, will go in here, and after that it will return print to a. So I'm basically printing the print function. So when I run this program right here, as you can see, it will print built-in function print, that is we have printed the print function. And if I write 1 instead of the 0, and after that if I run this program right here, as you can see, it has printed class int. So guys, what I've done right here is that I've made a function that basically returns a function. Now I'll comment this and I'll give you another example. So I'll write a function right here, and what I'm going to do in this function is that I'll take a function as an input inside this function, and after that I'll use this function in order to print something. So I'm going to write a func use. I'm going to make this name func use, and after that I'm going to take the input. So I'm going to write function, and I'll write function, and then I'll run it. So after this I'm going to write function, and I will write Ansh is a good boy. So after this what I'm going to do is that I'm going to write func use, and after that I'll pass print into it. So what is going to happen is that the function inside the func use, it is going to be print, and after that it will print Ansh is a good boy. So if I run this program right here, as you can see, it has printed Ansh is a good boy. And for example guys, if I comment this out, and if I make a function and I'll write func, and what this does basically is that it prints Ansh is a good boy. So I'll write Ansh is a good boy, and after that I'll make a second function. So I'll write func2, and I'll write func2 is equal to func. So I'll just write func, I'll remove the parenthesis, and what I will do guys is that I'll run the func2 function. So guys, you have to tell me in the comment section below that will this func2 function print Ansh is a good boy or not. You can pause the video and write the comment. This will actually print the Ansh is a good boy, because what has happened is my func, it has been stored into this func2 variable, and after that I'm using func2 as a function. So func's copy has gone into func2. So if I run this program, as you can see, it has again printed Ansh is a good boy. But if I delete the func, that is if I delete func, then what will happen? Will this print Ansh is a good boy or not? Now you have to write that comment as well, that will it print Ansh is a good boy, because I have currently deleted the func before I have ran the function, that is before I have put this parenthesis and called the function. So will this run? You have to comment it down. So guys, I hope that you have commented down, and this will run. So I'll run this program, and as you can see, this will run. Why? Because the func's copy has gone into func2, and after that we are running the func2 function. So this will run no matter what we are doing with the func. We are deleting it or we are updating it, it will print what was originally inside the function. So what I'm going to do right now is that I'm going to comment this whole bit, and now I'm going to talk about decorators. Now these are some of the concepts that are used used into decorators. Now I told you how we can copy the function into something else, then I told you how we can use the function inside some other function, that is how we did in the second example right here, and that how we can print a function, that is how we can print. So as you can see that we had got built-in function print under our console. So what I'm going to do right now is that I'm going to make another function, and I'll write func, and after that I'll make this function name as func ext. So I'll write func ext, and what this takes into a parameter is a function. So I'll name this function as func, and after that what I'm going to do is that now I'm going to define another function inside this func ext. So I'm going to write def, and now this is a nested a function. So I'm going to write def, and after that I'll put nested inside this. I'm calling it nested. So what does this do is that it does not take any parameter, but it prints that it is executing nested. So I'm going to write executing nested, and after that what I'm going to do is that I'm going to call this function. Okay, so I'm calling the function that is provided into func ext, and after that function has done its job, it should print executed, that is it has finished executed. So I'm going to print finished executed, finished execution. Okay, and after this I'll basically have to call this nested function. So that's the reason why my PyCharm ID is not highlighting it. So what I'm going to do right now is that I'm going to return nested without the parenthesis. So if I run this program right here, guys, what is going to happen is that first of all I'll have to make a function. So I'll write def unch who is unch. So I'll write who is unch, and it does not take any parameters, but it prints unch is a good boy. So I'm going to write unch is a good boy, and after that what I'm going to do is that I'm going to write who is unch is equal to. So I'm going to write is equal to, and the func ext is returning nested. So I'm going to write func ext, and after that I'm going to provide who is unch inside this func ext. So guys, if I run this who is unch function, what is going to happen right here? As you can see guys, that I've put who is function is equal to func ext, and then I've provided the function itself. So what is going to happen is that this func ext will be called and who is unch will be provided. So if we go back to this function, what is going to happen is that it will be called, and after that this will be defined, and then it will return nested. Now when nested is returned, it will call the nested, and when nested will be called, it will print executing nested, and after that it will print the func. And what is the func? It is who is unch. So it will print unch is a good boy, and when it has finished its execution, what is going to do is that it will print finished execution. So now if I run this program right here, as you can see that it has printed everything that we thought. It has printed executing nested, and after that it has finished the function, that is who is unch, and after that it has printed finish execution. So guys, whatever I have written right here, that is I have written who is unch, and after that I had to put this function that it is returning. As you can see, nested, the function nested is being returned. So who is unch is getting a copy of nested. Now how can I write this statement with the use of decorators? Now many people who know about decorators, they might be asking me, and right now they might be writing down in the comment section below that where is the and person that we use in the decorator. So guys, the statement that I've commented right here, I can write that comment by using a decorator. So I can write and person, and after that whatever the function name that we want to put it in. So as you can see that I had put func ext, I wanted to put who is unch inside func ext. So I will write at the rate, and after that I'll put func ext. So now if I run this program right here, as you can see I've called the who is unch function. As you can see, it has printed everything similar to the output that we were getting earlier. So now if so now this statement right here, the decorator, that does the same job of writing it like this. So if I write this, and if I write the at the rate func ext, it is the same thing. So basically what does a decorator does is that it puts the function inside a function, and it makes things easier for it. That is, it makes the function that is being returned right here, that is nested. So I hope guys that you understood what are decorators in Python, and if you haven't accessed my my Python for Absolute Beginners playlist. The link will be in the description. Thank you so much guys for watching this video. I hope you're safe and I'll see you guys next time.